Welcome to an exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host. Now, before I go on tonight's review, I do apologize. Now, if you hear music in the background, that's my parents playing music in the downstairs. I couldn't really find a way to be able to do this review, but I need to get a review out, and I'm reviewing it on this day. So I do apologize. Hear music. Hopefully we can ignore that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that I don't get a YouTube strike because of that. But if I do, I'll re-review it, and then I'll somehow work the way. So work ways out. So I'm sorry, guys. Let's just move forward. So now that I got that out of the way, tonight's movie we're heading to. I just finished a couple hours ago, and we're heading back yet again, like the previous film Nightmare. We're heading back yet again to Hammer, England, from the Hammer Studios from England to take a look at the second black and white movie, also released under Universal Internationals. And this movie, this one stars Jeanette Scott, the great Oliver Reed, Shelley Barrel, and Alexander Devenant. Directed by Frederick Francis, who directed Nightmares, the movie I covered. This time we're taking a look at, I'll put it back in here, take a look at Paranoiac. I'm going to say Nightmare, but it's Paranoiac from 1963. This would be the film before Nightmare, which came out in 64. So when I said 62, I do apologize. It's actually 1964. Sorry about that, 1963. Let's actually talk about Paranoia. The movie basically stars Oliver Reed. He plays a man who is a paranoid schizophrenic who meets up with another guy. I do believe he is played by Alexander Devet. So basically, this time it follows, I'm going to read the plot. It follows Simon, who he's a psychological man who's driven by his sister Eleanor, insane so that he can inherit the estate of dead parents. But when a mysterious man who claims to be a long-lost relative saves Eleanor from committing suicide, Simon plans to thwart. Simon vows to get revenge on the imposter and take care of his sister in the process. So that's the plot to Paranoiac. So what did I think of Paranoiac? Solid movie. Very solid. So this one is not as scary as Nightmare. I still think Nightmare is the much stronger movie. That one had more meat when it came to that. This movie is shot in black and white, but has sort of more of a eerie feel to it, though. There's literally one scene in the movie where he basically is trying to go after him. So he's trying to find clues of what's going on, and we got this mysterious woman in a mask. We don't know who he is. She has a fish hook, so it's similar. It's kind of almost similar to the fish hook killer in I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's kind of like that killer. But here it's more of this mysterious, creepy mask that this woman, she's like very freaky. So the meat of it has to be with Oliver Reed. He is so good. He's a Hammer regular, but he's really good in it. Also, you get some really good shots of just cars driving. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice automobiles. The scene where he's like literally driving, and he's just driving really fast. So he runs into the flower garden to find out what's going on. So he just goes insane and just jumps right in a car, revs up the engine, just drives off, like out of just nowhere. Drives off, and it's just, so really good, powerful acting. There's also another scene where she's driving I believe a Rolls Royce. I don't know what convertible that Oliver Reed's driving, but I know the girl, Eleanor, she's driving a Rolls Royce. So she's driving and she backs up and almost going to fall off a cliff. Then we get a guy who's trying to help her slowly on the roof of the car. So she makes it, I was like, oh man. And then another scene where he's playing the organ, and we get the fishhook woman, and she's just literally like killing, and literally almost kills. Doesn't really kill a guy, but basically he slices his arm, so you can see like the blood soaked right here, right there, and literally it's just the black and white in this movie is so good. I kind of wish I watched this later because I was going to watch it with the lights off, and it's really, wow. This is really a powerful movie. It is a really, really powerful movie. It's not as strong as, like I said, with Nightmare. I think that movie was more scarier. This one plays more like a psychological thriller. It plays sort of like a proto slasher picture. I do apologize, guys. My parents are just talking downstairs. I don't have a soundproof room. Let's just move forward. So, yeah, it's just... Yeah, as you can see, the music did stop for a little bit. But, as you can see, that's really what makes the performance of this story and these characters. Like I said, Oliver Reed is so good in this. I forgot how good he was. And he's just amazing. He would appear in one more Universal movie, which was released theaters. Oliver Reed passed on in 2000 1999. So when he was making the movie Gladiator, which was Universal, that was his last movie for the studio. Guys, this was a tough one to say because I liked Paranoiac. I liked lots of things about Paranoiac. The black and white. The cinematography is so good. That black and white cinematography is so good. You can say the black and white is its own character. Again, like I said many times, I love watching these spooky movies in black and white. Some about black and white movie, some about like scary movies, thrillers, and gothic horror in black and white. Something about that just works. It's just wow. Hammer really knocked it out of the park. When I say this is not as good as Nightmare, like I said, it's strong. It's really hard to say. Like I said, Universal Nationals did so good with this, and just trying to think. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Wait, never mind. I'm looking at a different movie right now. But trying to think who did this. It's produced by Anthony Haynes, with screenplay by Jeremy Sager. But man, Frederick Francis, talk about a director. He knows how to direct black and white. The characters are just so good. You want to like these characters. The ending alone, like when it gets into insanity with like Oliver Reed, when he just goes insane, he goes insane. He's scary sometimes. Just the black and white, like I said, really makes the attention to detail. And it really tells you that, like I said many, many times, movies are art, film is art, and art is film. It's so good. Do not sleep on this movie. It is really good. Trying to think of any negatives. Well, I will say some of the acting in this feels a little bit too wooden. I believe Oliver Reed is probably the well-known actor, but some of the cast in it, the acting feels a little too wooden. But what do you expect for a movie that was made in 1963? These movies from those days were a lot different than movies that are today. They just do not make movies like this. And with that out of the way, I'm going to recommend Paranoiac. I think Paranoiac is a really fun movie. It's definitely one of those, if you're watching it late night, yeah, I think it plays on Spenguli on MeTV. If you catch it on Spenguli, check it out. But yeah, this is really, really good. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not really spoiling it, but this is the last Hammer movie I'm covering on the channel for right now. Eventually I will cover the remaining two, which are The Evil Frankenstein and Phantom of the Opera. I will eventually, and The Curse of the Werewolf, I will get to someday. So that will probably be saved for next year. Maybe next Halloween. We'll see. But I want to get those two black and white ones out of the way because that's really what I want to do. I just don't cover a lot of old black and white movies on the channel. So that said, I'm going to rate Paranoiac a 4 out of 5. It was really tough whether I would give it a 5 out of 5. But a 4 out of 5 seems to be fair. Nightmares was just a strong. That one is an S tier movie. That one's more of a masterpiece. This movie is very good and solid. If you like black and white movies, you're definitely going to like this one a lot. So yeah, that is my review of Paranoiac. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, you can check out all my reviews. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, click the bell, ring the bell so you get all of my video notifications. So I'm also on Letterboxd. You guys can check me on Letterboxd. And yeah, and go check out Paranoiac. Really, really good movie with really, really strong performances. It's just a whole lot of fun. I had a ton of fun with this, so definitely check out Paranoiac. And as always, and that's it, and as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.